Hola, hola, hola. Welcome our guest. Thank you for joining us again, bafethu. Hlezi nibukela ke la siyancokola ngathi sihlele khoneni ngizwana. This is what we call Reall Art Is. Conversations freely about artists in the art industry, playing around, talking about what they do and who they are, where they come from, how they make their shit get together. Sorry for the vulgar French, off my tongue. Hola bafethu, Khotso Motsoeneng, 33, mostly known as that name. That's the street name of, everyone has a nickname. I hope my friend who's joining us today has one. Welcome to Reall Art Is.
Hey, thank you for having me. Unfortunately, I don't have a nickname. I'm known as Ayola.
One of those guys that were never too cool at school. He never went to a school where they were bullies. You know, you get a nickname if you go to such schools. Ask me, Bengu Shorty, Bengu Cortez, it's all system.
Connect for me. I was Michael Jackson once upon a time.
The lifestyle, I can see you in the classes. Thank you for joining us on the show, my brother. Let's start with just telling our humans. We think like, who's Ayola? What does Ayola do? Let's look at what's biography. Actually, biography is like minimizing lifestyle, what do you do?
I'm a visual artist from the Eastern Cape. I like to observe humans, their behaviors.
Yeah.
What drives them, flaws. They're seeking for perfection. All of these things. I like to observe human beings.
Yeah, you're an observer. You're a people watcher.
Yeah.
You're always watching people.
Yeah, I'm always watching.
Hey, it's scary. Do you allow people to watch you too?
Yeah, there is always someone watching.
I feel you, man. Like, it's a visual artist, always visualizing and trying to pick up from the life and make it yours, or reinterpret, to easy say, or mostly try, because that's what we live on. We try.
Yeah.
So like if Ayola is not painting and he's not Michael Jackson in high school, when they ask you, what do you do? Sometimes you feel like saying, wait, I'm human. Are you human? I know what I do, but does it define who I am? So I want you to break the thing down with it, like, who are you? If we are asking, hey, what do you do? Like, where would you first start, other than the automatic answer of, I'm a painter, I'm an artist, I draw, I come from Pretoria. If you were free to just be, as in, I'm understanding of so, please go in there, but Khotso, and that I'm using this name. I still call you.
Very, very basic, man. Like, I chill with people. I observe, as I said.
Yeah.
I like to spend time with people and connect.
Yeah.
Spend time with family, friends, loved ones. My life is not extra. I don't do a lot of, things.
No, I trust. When I'm an oil painter, people who enjoy using oil paints and they can get it right, like your work. Hey, these people have a lot of patience. Tinas pushy acrylic. What made you choose, man, using your choice of material? Oil paints, you enjoy oil paints. Yeah. I've seen you work with acrylics and I'm like, satisfaction factor 2. But when it's oil and even how it pops out when you're using oil.
Yeah, oil is a medium that allows me to take my time and, naturally I like to take things slow.
Yeah.
I'm slow paced with everything. So with oil, it gives me time to think, to reflect. I can edit. I like acrylic. One thing I struggled with acrylic paint is that paint would dry while I'm I'm painting. While I'm trying to shade, get a gradient, paint dries up, or it would frustrate me. So I discovered oil from my younger sister.
Your younger sister is the first painter.
She's the first painter.
She's your teacher.
Yeah, she's my teacher.
Yeah. Now I can hear from the, words are very powerful.
Yeah, so she told me about oil paint, turpentine, linseed oil, you mix it together and it doesn't dry so fast. It takes like 3 days a week to dry. I fell in love with that.
How did she understand? Did she study art?
She studied art in high school.
Okay.
Like, unlike me,
What did you have in your subjects?
Agricultural studies, physics, consumer studies.
You were almost a farmer. And we need you guys. There's so many farms laying around in South Africa. You guys are here painting.
Black people. Nothing connected to art. Art is something I kept doing. I kept drawing, and I wanted to get into painting. I knew acrylic paint when I was very young, in grade 7.
Yeah.
They taught me acrylic paint in school.
You never started with watercolor in primary?
Nah.
No, we buy that set. In the stationery set, they make you buy watercolors. Oh,
wait, is it the powder watercolor where?
No, it's like ngati puff, yabo. Ihlelekile yaset,
you mix with water.
You take water from the side, you dip your brush into the color, then you come back to life.
I remember those. But I didn't like them. The paintbrushes were this thick.
Yeah. Now, because you know art, you know that you don't like them. They are good for texture.
Yeah, they're good for texture. You can work with them. I can work with them now.
Now you understand why they started you there with frustration, so that they can see if you love it or not.
Yeah, but my first real painting, landscape painting, was with acrylic paint. So I went with acrylic that time, guided by a teacher, an art teacher. That was in grade 7. And so when I passed grade 7, went to high school, there was no art in high school. I didn't study art.
Hey, man, I take it you did it all the way. How you paint, like what taught you the patience and the skill for oil, apart from your sister? I know your younger sister gave you the basics of. I know you are impatient, and there's patience that's needed. So this is your material. Because if you're dealing with acrylics, you give up too quick and it's not giving you what you want. But what made your skill come to the level where it is now? Like my studio, August House, you are functioning as an artist who's like also delving into worlds of, let's go to art residencies, let's go to group shows, let me do a competition, It's all these new worlds that I don't think your sister opened up for you, So, yeah.
Let me start on that patience thing.
Yeah.
I think I was too patient for acrylic. So she was like, the patience you have, I think you need oil paint. And it was a perfect medium for me.
Gives you time to breathe.
Yeah. So, in high school, I didn't study art. I did try to put myself in spaces where there were artists, artist studios.
Yeah.
I met some people who gave me some insights on oil paint and how to, better my skills, such as skills like glazing, where you darken some parts, you highlight some parts.
Yeah.
And growing up, I didn't know what I was going to be. I thought I was going to be a graphic designer or an architect.
But who inspired that from the back of your background? Why could you think of a profession in graphic design? What I'm trying to get to is that we are the mohlalekas, it's like we know nabo doctor, nama lawyer. We hardly hear of an artist that this is the profession, like graphic designers. ekasi kunzima ukulizwa lelo gama mara we know ukuthi isitolo seviva bashayela ilogo le angizela makasazi ukuthi banenze le logo yeviva and what streams did they go through so that they end up being a graphic designer, you know, like I'm trying to understand what was in your background that made you, when you look at the prospectus when you're going to university, and recognize that there's graphic design, I can be that. You know?
Well, it's always been my liking for drawing. I enjoyed drawing a lot. So I decided that if I leave high school, I'm going to do something that involves drawing, whatever it is. It could be art, it could be graphic design, illustration, whatever. So I happened to apply in this private college called Open Window.
Yeah, I've heard of Open Window in Centurion.
I went for design techniques there. I didn't know what design techniques was.
Yeah, like who goes for design techniques? I wouldn't. I'd be scared.
I wanted visual communication, but I had to start with design techniques, to get that certificate. So I got there, we were chilling on the laptop, clicking buttons, moving my,
I
even, called my lecturer to the side during break. We're like, are we going to draw in this course? Is there something that involves drawing? Yeah, sometimes here and there. So creating brands.
Here and there.
So it was stressful I chose it because I thought it had to do with art, with drawing and whatever. So I did design techniques. And I got my certificate. I started doing visual communication. That's where it got to drawing.
Yeah, it became what you thought about. Now you can paint, you can draw, you can shape things around. You can use the visual mind that you think is the power that you have.
So I enjoyed that for a while, but there was a limitation to it.
Yeah.
And that's self-expression. I think art for me is self-expression, and I wanna express myself. I didn't find that in visual communication or graphic design.
Yeah. Graphic design, I think it's, from the top of my head, what I think it should be. It's like, get to the brief.
Yeah.
A client wants a logo of KJM, Khotso, Jonas Motsoeneng, done. Give me a beautiful logo of KJM. I don't like this one. I don't like this one. I don't like this one. I like this one.
Yeah.
How much do you want?
And it's that back and forth between you and the client.
Yeah. So that switched you off with that. As in, not let demographics and
so I decided, you know what, I can draw, I can paint. Let me express myself through this thing.
Yeah.
That became fine art or visual art. So I could paint whatever I wanted. Some people connected with it.
Is this an Open Window?
Nah, Open Window actually
is the design techniques, and then you dropped out after design techniques. They didn't give you enough drawing time.
So in 2029, I did design techniques in 2029. And in 2020, 2019. Sorry.
Yes. I'm seeing the numbers are getting further now. I'm staying behind. I'm like, hey, brother, hey, where am I? Did I just travel?
Like 2019, I did design techniques. And 2020, I did visual communication. I didn't finish. When COVID happened, we studied from home.
Yeah. There's no more visual communication. You can only communicate with the visuals that you are born with, like the other.
So that time, a lot of things happened. I got robbed. I lost my laptop and things.
Hey, Ksekoli, Ksepitori, Aganyiwe, South Africa, like everywhere. Welkumbulu, Tuichan.
Yes. So, and I've always wanted to drop out, actually.
Yeah.
I've had it in the...
No, man. I sort of revealing to your parents now that you went to school knowing that you want to stop.
Yeah.
I hope they don't watch YouTube.
Nah, they know. I told I told my mother before even everything happened. I told her.
Yeah.
I just wanted to find art.
Yeah. What I got there is not what I thought was there. They're telling me about design techniques. Like, I'm not learning techniques. I have the techniques.
And they were like, "No, you're crazy. When you're studying, why would you drop out? It's a big opportunity for you."
Yeah.
But
you have to finish what you start.
Yeah. So when everything happened, I just took it as an opportunity. When I lost everything, my laptop, my work, everything.
Like, I can't cover, Mom.
I was like,
you can see I'm far behind.
Yeah.
And you know that you can cover.
So I decided, fine art it is. Got some art supplies. I started working from home at the garage.
Oh, you didn't go to another institution to try and grab from them what they can teach. You just said, I can do it myself because I know what I want to do.
Yeah, I thought, it's expression.
That's why it's to share. Not everyone needs to go to the uni.
Yeah,
but you need to go to the uni to realize that you don't want to be there.
Yeah.
I feel you, man.
It all happens for a reason, I guess.
Yeah, it's a journey, Yeah. So now we are here making art from August House. Tell me, how do you keep a bread? How do you make your money? How do you make it real? Like, how do you survive just being an artist and not knowing your full design techniques? Because you left them halfway. Yeah. When you got to the visual arts, you're like, they're not visualizing enough. I'm stopping.
Therefore, I think it's the sense of purpose I had with fine art.
Yeah.
I thought I had a purpose with this thing, and I think if I pursue it, if I do it, I'm gonna be provided for. It's like a spiritual thing.
Yeah.
Like you were given this gift, use it, and everything else shall be added.
Unto you, lover of the gospel. Yeah. I hear you, my brother. Do you feel like the works that you make, you are just mostly the instrument, you don't know what you're doing until it's done?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what I'm doing.
Are you telling me that when you draw a picture of an ear, you don't know it's going to be an ear?
I don't know why I drew that ear. I don't know why it's there exactly, why it came to my mind. But usually by the end of the process or during the process, I figure it out and I see the message. It's like a conversation between you and the artwork.
Yeah.
It forms, it grows, and
so you make for you.
You come to a conclusion, and you show it.
It's for you.
Yeah, it's for me.
You decide alone that the conclusion is done, and now I'm ready to show it, and you're about to put a price on it. Hey, artists are naughty.
Yeah, crazy. So for me, like, there's, I watched a lecture by William Kendridge where he was speaking about being the artist and the viewer.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's more than just one person in the studio when you're creating an artwork.
Is that where he converses with himself?
Yeah.
He's on this side, but he's also on this side.
Yeah, he's the viewer. He critiques himself, and then he also pushes back on himself. Like, nah, I want to do it this way.
Yeah.
So it's that, like walking around the studio, stepping back and looking at the artwork and being the viewer and going back, critiquing yourself, and then going back and doing whatever comes to mind.
Yeah. I feel like in English it's what they call me, myself, and I.
Yeah.
So there's actually 3. So William is missing 1.
The other one is the artwork. The third one is the artwork where artist, viewer, artwork.
I love how you see it. The beauty of the lesson. He broke it down nicely, man. He's the viewer, he's the criticizer.
It's the artwork.
Yeah, it's only William making lifestyle.
Yeah,
you watch a lot of documentaries, like you should share. You should also tell our people babukeleni ngoba ngathi wena so ubukela izinto kumele zibukelwe abantu like that.
Bukelani,
But is that what guides you? Looking at William Kenridge's work and his documentaries, or looking at Salvador Dali or other artists, what I'm trying to get to is where do you source your inspiration? What keeps you going and saying, I can draw an ear and then I think I can make money from this, pay my rent and still make a life out of it?
Yeah. I think the thing with looking at, bigger artists such as William Kenridge, Salvador Dali, rather than taking from them, I think I reflect, from them. It's like they confirm what, the process I already work with.
Yeah.
So usually people, especially I've had friends who went to art school to study art, visual
and you
art,
stayed behind.
And I stayed behind. And so they would tell me, you need to plan, you need to write up a concept and build up this whole concept and then create your artwork.
The rules they learned at school.
Yeah. And so when I look at, these people, William Kenridge, they say their creation is in the process. The creative flow comes in the process.
Yeah, the more he makes, the more he sees what he should make.
Yeah, you see. Dali, same thing. Most of the artists I look up to, actually. Even if
inspiration comes when they are working.
Yeah, when you're working.
Yeah.
So it's confirmation for me. It pushes me. It says, this.
Yeah, even though I don't know why I'm drawing this ear, I'm gonna continue drawing this ear.
Yeah.
Complete this image of the ear.
You see, and then it becomes a piece.
I'm wrongly tapping into that piece because I saw one of your pieces today where you just have an ear in the middle of this wood block. I'm like, is this ear listening? Is this ear lost?
Ignoring me?
Yeah, what's the story about the ear? That's all Ayola gave us, the ear. What's the story behind the ear? I'm an artist, I think it's one of the questions I like tapping into with Okesham. How much is the ear currently, actually? And then do you recognize what is the minimum wage in South Africa? Do you think you are selling to the market that should buy the ear, or you are selling to the market that understands the ear? As much as you're I made an image of an ear, I don't know where it come from, but I responded. I feel like that's also how buyers react to. They respond to what touches them, what they feel. So who do you think you're selling the ear to?
Whoever connects with it and is willing to pay for it. He connects with it enough to get that, whatever it means. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna look at it every day. Anyone who connects with it. Unfortunately, the people who do not afford the artworks, that's a tough situation there.
This takes me back while we are there. A tough situation there. What artworks did you grow up seeing in your household, where you grew up, what was hanging in your house? I know at my house there was a calendar, there was a Jesus piece somewhere around at some point, and then there was a coat, for the enemies.
Family picture or something.
So what did you have in your house?
I didn't have any art in my house, actually.
What was hanging?
Calendars, family pictures, my mom and dad's weddings.
Yeah.
I think what inspired me the most growing up were films and cartoons.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say it's visual things that inspire me to create artwork, to create these visual.
Yeah. You are a visual artist, but you're not inspired by the visuals.
Yeah,
mostly.
I hear things. It's emotions. looking at behaviors,
Yeah.
state of minds, and trying to, and then they come as images in my mind, and I want to jot
And you want to take them out of your mind. So this is a fight of these things come to my mind and I have to take them out.
Yeah.
What happens if you don't paint it?
If I don't paint it, I don't know, the idea dies.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll make a painting, and if it takes too long, it dies right in front of me, and I'm like, I'm gonna.
You're not sure what the final image should be anymore, so you cancel the piece. Or what do you mean? I'm gonna.
It's more rather like can't move forward, and it's not complete. Because when I make an artwork, most of the time I don't know how it's gonna look at the end.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not even sure.
But you keep those, like when it stops, where you no longer hear the voice talking and saying, do this, do this, do this. Do you now take this artwork that you were trying to get to and discard, paint it white, and make something new on top of it? Or are you the type of artist that puts it to the side, waits for it to talk again? What's your approach?
I think, sometimes I'll put it on the side and wait for it to speak again. But
Yeah.
so they don't speak sometimes, and they become a nuisance, and I wanna
Get rid of it,
get rid of
throw it away.
It's like a part of you that you wanna, let go.
But what if I'm the buyer of that piece and I don't have the money now? I'm minimum wage lifestyle, like you are selling it for 1,000 rand, it's fairly small, I understand, and it's fairly small money for your lifestyle, but I only earn 5,000 rand. I feel like, give me 2 months, 3 months to pay it off. And how do I get to that bracket with you guys as visual artists? Tapping into, we want our money now. Like I'm selling this for 1,000. I'm like, man, do you know how many days it takes me a month to earn 1,000? Because it takes me 30 days to have 5,000. Sometimes 31. Like, I can't be giving you a whole grand for this piece of wood block where you painted an ear. Like, what's this you are doing to me? I'm South African. Minimum wage is not saying this is right.
Okay, let me put it this way. If all of my artworks didn't sell and they were all in my studio, they would constantly keep changing. They wouldn't stay the same.
So you'd paint over these
Keep
artworks.
painting over them.
Is that a cost thing, or is that a reassurance thing? This is a failed piece, so I'm gonna paint over it? Or is it a thing of, I'm not trying to buy new canvas, idea gone, start a new one?
That happens too sometimes. Usually.
Idea gone, start a new one.
Yeah.
I don't have money, start a new one. But if you had all the money as the artist that you are, do you think you'd ever paint over something you've ever made?
Yeah, I think I would, if it stays long enough in my studio.
But why? Is that saying this is an unsuccessful piece and I've looked at it for so long, I admit it's unsuccessful? Gosh, out of this world. I don't want you living in anyone's house.
Yeah, I think a painting is never really finished for me.
Yeah.
If it's here, it's not finished.
If it's with you, it's not finished.
Yeah, it's not finished. If someone buys the artwork and I decide to buy it back, or somehow it ends up with me again,
it might change. It's gonna change, like that's certain.
Yeah, it's gonna change. If it stays there long enough, it's gonna change. So I have to, I'll make it.
I think this is why other students go to uni and go study. They teach them of the value of different customers and different people that love different styles, and a certain time and period of your art making might speak to a certain people that's not currently here. So I feel like some other works that you cut out and never gets to get seen again. Artworks that I should buy, but I've never seen them. and I don't afford them. And then because they stay so long in your studio, because you don't allow me to lay by for 100 rand for the next 24 months.
You can do that. You lay by, as long as we have a contract where you're paying, and I can even give you the artwork as long as, monthly.
So what's your main injection of income, Jayam? Like, how do you keep? I think you answered a bit of that, but I ended up going deep into more questions, and I think I didn't box it in. I want other people to understand how does Ayola keep a studio at August House?
It's connection. It's, for me personally,
connections is like gatekeepers, my friends.
Getting through the gatekeepers. Finding a way to finish the gatekeepers. I've made some relationships with gallerists, curators, and they provide opportunities.
Yeah.
I think it's mainly connection, knowing people, and seeking opportunity. So it's galleries, it's programs like Creative Block, for example.
What's Creative Block?
Creative Block, it's an organization. It's an institute where they collect artworks. They work with Nando's and all that. They collect these small, low price artworks. And every month, and it provides, especially for young artists. It's a good platform.
So is that how you stay above water?
Yeah, it's one of the ways.
Do you have a life jacket on you now, or are you a good swimmer as an artist? In this art world, let's take it as a pool of water. Are you an artist who's wearing a life jacket, or an artist who's a free swimmer? Because you have these little connections that you've talked about, and other people, and you involve yourself in other things. Are you wearing a life jacket in this water, or are you swimming freely?
Yeah, I think I am wearing a life jacket. I think I am wearing a life jacket because sometimes, there are seasons where there's not much movement in the market.
No one is buying.
No one's buying, and
no one is selling to.
And then somehow you're floating. You still have your head above the waters. And you're living. So sometimes you swim. You're.
I'm a free swimmer. I'm good at this. Look at me.
You might even walk on water. And then sometimes you need a life jacket. It's where
Did you think you'd advise young ones in high school, schools like where your young sister went, where they have art as a subject? Would you advise them to still join into this path? Come and be a full-time artist, or would you advise them to add law to their lifestyles? Or
I think I would, if they have enough faith, they should take it on, however they want to.
Do you think you took it on just because of faith, or there was also a bit of validation from people around you buying some of your art? That's like a sign of validation that you're doing something that can take you somewhere, or should they just jump into it?
I sort of jumped into it because when I got into it, I had never sold any artwork. Validation was there. People liked my artworks. People complimented me on how I draw. They said I was good. Some art teachers said, "You're very good at what you do." There is that sort of validation.
It's what also helped push you a bit.
But still, when you look around, there are people good artists who are not making a lot of money. Very good artists. So that can be discouraging in a way. That's why I'm saying, if you have that faith, enough faith to take it on, go for it.
But what if their life jacket it bursts and it has no more air and they can't really swim? How do you think they can come back above water?
For me, it's spiritual, man. I think
Trust in
That's why
God.
trust in God. If it's given to you and you feel like this is, something you gravitate to, you are gonna be provided for. It's gonna happen some way, somehow.
But if it doesn't happen, how do you think you can be the body that makes it happen? Because what if God is saying, I made you very able so that you can get out of this water?
He made you very able so that you can get out of the
Yeah. I made sure that this life jacket gets split by this shark so that I can show you that you are a good swimmer.
Yeah, then go ahead. Then you know. I mean, then you know that it's for you.
Yeah. Okay, man, let's just get back to the real lifestyle, the real question of this full conversation. I like that it got here, and we're still dangling around and jumping around, trying to see the context and how we can criticize the art system while we are in it, living in it, and how we can learn from it, teach from it, or borrow from it, and steal from it, do something to this art world, What I want to fully ask is, what do you think real art is?
I think real art is, I think anything can be art. I think
Is this mic an artwork?
this mic is an artwork.
Yeah.
It
Sculpture.
can be an artwork.
Which category? Which category?
Which category?
Sculpture, design.
Interactive.
Yeah. Where would you put it? This is a sculptural piece.
Yeah, it's some artwork you interact with, you use them. It's not always something you look at. I think we artists are sort of observers of art itself. And so, humans make art. This building is art. But
The architects came and made it this.
So we look at art and we express art rather than just create something to use, an artwork to use on a daily basis. We look at it and we let it speak as what it is. You take this mic, you put it in a space, it becomes something else, not just a mic.
Yeah. And you don't even need to plug it in.
Yeah, you don't have to plug it in. It becomes a valuable piece, So I think,
if this was your mic, how much would you price it? Just to try and find value in between the lifestyle. Like, you made this mic, it's your sculpture, Ayola.
I have never done sculptures. I wouldn't know.
But how would you price this? To those artists that are trying to come in. I'm like, I think I like the idea that Ayola spoke about, that a sculpture is a good thing. I want to make mics. How does one start pricing a mic?
I wonder, bro. I've never made a sculpture. Usually artworks, I price them according to square centimeters and whatever.
You work like the people who put tiles in our houses.
Yeah.
You work like the people who put tiles in our houses, floor tiles. 1 square meter. 200. Count now count the 1, 2. Okay, this is 2 meter.
Times 4 divided by,
Okay. It's board mass.
Yeah.
Back to primary days. That's how you price your artwork. Hey man, life is real. I hope my friends out there can see them, and you just price. You need to know. From here to here, it's a meter. Ayola, you are very pricey, man.
Am I?
If you are charging like the people who put tiles in my house, it's tricky. My parents saved a lot of money to get those people to come around. So your artworks, and I'm gonna put it on the wall. Are you saying I buy your work? It's beautiful. It's all paint. It's this beautiful ear. And all I can do is put it on my wall.
Yeah, you put it on your wall, you look at it.
What else can I do?
What else can you do?
Yeah.
Nothing. You look at it. You enjoy it.
Now I see why some people come to my studio how much is this? if I have that, I'm gonna buy a car.
You see, it's a strange. I don't know. I think it's a strange situation with art and pricing. It's so expensive. Art is so expensive. But all you do is look at it. But it does something inside of you, and I think some people, of course, they buy it for financial, gain.
Yeah.
Some people, I think, connect with it, and I think they think it's valuable enough to spend this much money. This thing. I've met
by a Khotso portrait. Ayola drew a picture of Khotso. Now Khotso Shila podcast ukhuluma no Ayola. What do you think is the intention?
You never know. It's between the viewer and the art piece.
Is this viewer buying me or buying your skill? Because the image is me, but your skill is what put me on that piece of paper or piece of canvas, what do you think the collector is buying? Me or your skill?
Whatever's happening inside here.
Inside the collector.
Inside the collector.
That's heart. Hey, we need to have these conversations with collectors. What are you buying?
What is it?
Are you buying Ayola's skill or are you buying my face? Because Ayola just put me on this piece of canvas. I like his skill. But this is me. Are you buying me or are you buying Ayola's skill of how he can replicate an image of me?
Yeah, and it can be either or. Some people buy it for...
What would you buy it for? Do you collect as an artist? I feel like artists should also collect. Do you collect?
I haven't collected that.
Why?
But I would really like to.
You'd really like to?
Yeah.
What's been stopping you?
I've exchanged money.
Money?
Yeah, artworks are...
But you're an artist. Don't you think you can take your artwork and pay for another artwork with an artwork?
As I was saying, you can exchange. I've done that.
So you have a few. You'd like to, but you'd like to pay for it.
It would be nice.
You haven't paid for the piece. I've just been exchanging for the pieces. Khotso, I didn't collect them. I'm exchanging for them.
Yeah, I guess that way I collected, I have two.
Okay. It's going.
Yeah.
2 is a good start. It's the second step in life. So you're doing well. I feel like what I was trying to get to with this is that artists should have an art collection, and they should never feel like their artworks are not enough value.
Yeah,
as much as you make, the makers in the game, you should have a piece of them, and they should have a piece of you. It shouldn't just be left to people with big money to own what you make. It's going back to what I asked you, what did you see hanging in your house? It was family portraits. And do you know that photographer that made those family portraits? Acknowledge. Go on. Just a photographer. We paid for your service. It's done. It's not seen like paintings. It's not seen like sculptures. And I feel like that's something we are missing in our spaces. Again, you understand. You know what? I think this year the family portrait that we're gonna have is a painting from Ayola instead of that photographer. On that paper that we don't even know, and in this frame that we don't even like, But I feel like we need to go back to, let's get rid of the calendars, let's get rid of family portraits just in the house. Let's have more things to look at, what else can we hang in our spaces that can trigger the artist that took you so long to find within you, but that artist has been knocking at the door since your birth. I love to draw. I'm even going to college so that I can draw, but they don't draw. Man, I'm frustrated. I'm stopping these institutionalized things. I want to draw, and you end up drawing alone. There's these other artists that can't get to this bravery stage of life with Lana Yadoya. And the mangana malang naman. It's like last advice. Say vala ke manje. Awatshele kokugcina ukuthi wena uyithatha le energy ukuthi nanoma ngana mali ya rent sasho art ngibuyeli ko shayibhiki. I'm not going to the pig.
Yeah, it's like as I was saying, it's the validation I received.
Yeah.
And another thing is that it's been the only thing I could show off to people.
Yeah.
I could show to people growing up as a kid.
Pega mina blind. Let's basically sell ama Dragon Balls drawings,
Exactly.
Easy,
And a portfolio.
ama 5 points aphelelekini.
Yeah, and more importantly, it's also faith.
Yeah.
Having that trust, that
Believing in you, or is it you or the higher power? What is it? Because I know you believe in the higher power. So I'm trying to figure out, is it you making this thing or is it the higher power?
I think it's a gift from the higher power, and as long as I use it, it's gonna help me grow.
Yeah.
It's gonna.
The seed fell on good ground.
Yeah.
I feel you, man.
And it's taking root,
Yeah. No, yeah, Nyabonga Ayola, man. Thank you for coming through to tell us what you think real art is. And, we're going to build up on this conversation and ask other artists, what do they think real art is? And then maybe by the time we are we are on season 45 or 50, and we are not sure what real art is. We think Ayola got it right when we did our first season. You never know, but thanks for being here with us, man.
It's a pleasure, man.
Away. Lovely stuff. Beautiful evening, but betu sisonke. Come back, sohlale khoneni isikhulume ngeart khona la studio. Don't rush.